Hey everybody, welcome to the Stonewall Jackson Show, brought to y'all by the Stonewall Network. Hey everybody, welcome to the Stonewall Jackson Show. The Hawaii Department of Defense is in the process of updating its nuclear contingency plan amid escalating tensions between the United States and North Korea. Documents obtained through the Freedom of Information Act (FOIA) by Motherboard Sarah Emerson detail the steps being taken by the Hawaiian government to prepare for the unlikely event of a nuclear attack. One such document, dated May 1st of this year, provides an overview of the plan of action and milestones (POAM) for a ballistic missile defense initiative. Another recent document concerning legislation seeking funds for contingency upgrades labels Hawaii a strategic and symbolic target given the United States Pacific Command's USPA-COM presence in Pearl Harbor, the site of the Imperial Japanese Navy Air Service's surprise attack on the U.S. naval forces in 1941. While the U.S. military may have contingency plans for such an event from a military perspective, civilian agencies must also be prepared. The document reads, "These civilian plans have not been updated since 1985, and the capabilities of shelters have declined steadily into non-existence since the end of the Cold War." Though conflicting reports paint different pictures of North Korea's intentions and capabilities, the document argues that hoping for the best but preparing for the worst is the burden of our government. If some experts are correct that North Korea does now have or soon will have the capability to reach the Hawaiian island with an intercontinental ballistic missile with a nuclear, chemical, or biological warhead, it stands to reason that the government of North Korea would pose an imminent threat to the people of Hawaii. A third document produced by the Hawaiian Emergency Management Agency breaks down numerous aspects of the ballistic missile hazard. The assessment states that Hawaiian officials are continuing to monitor North Korea's actions in coordination with the USPA-COM while updating emergency plans and reassessing old fallout shelters. Major considerations at the end of the document note that missile arrival time is less than 20 minutes, with likely targets including Barbers Point, Pearl Harbor, and Honolulu Harbor area. Even as North Korea continues to disregard international condemnation over its missile and nuclear weapons programs, the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency stresses that citizens and visitors should not be alarmed. At this point, we know of no imminent threat of a nuclear ballistic missile attack, and there are doubts regarding North Korea's capability to conduct such an attack against Hawaii. North Korea carried out its latest ballistic missile test in defiance of the United States and its regional allies Sunday by successfully launching a medium-range missile. The test came just 1 week after the regime launched a separate medium-range missile that experts said flew higher and longer than any other projectile previously placing targets such as Hawaii and Alaska in the crosshairs for the first time. Oh, that's some crazy news, people. They're updating their stuff and everything, and I mean, I believe it's important, that these countries and everything, are prepared just in case something like this would happen. But my own opinion, I believe that North Korea is just trying to, intimidate, Hawaii and trying to intimidate the United States. They want us to be afraid, um, but that's crazy. If anybody needs to be afraid, North Korea should be afraid of the United States because they got another thing coming if they gonna try to do something on us. Because we got a lot of people in this country that actually cares about this country, um, and they got another thing coming if they try something like that. But like I was saying, I mean, it's good that that we're updating. They're updating the contingency plan and everything. Um, but personally, like I say, I don't really believe North Korea is really capable of it. But like the United States and Hawaii, we do need to update our stuff, but we don't, need to, be spending too much money, investing in this stuff. We got more important things to worry about, like healthcare and stuff like that. I thank y'all for watching the show, by the way. It's the Stonewall Jackson Show brought to y'all by the Stonewall Network. Oh, and here's some other crazy news, people. This is very important. It says Facebook ranks as third worst social media site for mental health. I can understand, you got always, it's propaganda and always fake news. And, people, when you get on Facebook, they see all that junk. And, always lies and stuff and this false flags. This ain't good on your mental health. I mean, I'm not saying technology, ain't good in some ways, but in some other ways, technology, has really, ruined us. Um, I do believe people, spend way too much time, on Facebook and everything. I think there's a lot more important things that we can be doing, like fixing our country, spending time with our families. It's a lot more important stuff to do than being on Facebook, but I'm not saying Facebook can't be good in some, aspects. Like, like I can make like Facebook live videos on there and make shows. I think that's cool and everything. Um, but like I say, it could also be bad, because the elite, they control everything we see on Facebook, and they only want us to see what they want us to see. Um, and not to mention people, I'm not trying to bore y'all, but just like, most of these news sites, CNN, NBC, most of it's fake news. I'm not saying 100% of it is, but most of them are habitual liars and everything, and you don't know really who to believe. You don't really got a lot of people, in this world, that question anything. They see something on the news and everything, and they automatically assume that, since somebody's saying on CNN that it must be true. But, most of the time, it ain't true and everything. And what, you know, we need to start doing as citizens and everything, when you hear something on news, always watch it with an open mind, but always do your own research. Think for yourself and always question what you're being told. This is the Stonewall Jackson Show brought to y'all by the Stonewall Network. Trump prepares to fire multiple staffers for leaks. It's pretty bad, you have Donald Trump and everything, and he has these people in the White House, you think you could trust them, and they go out here, leaking stuff and everything. And I'm not saying I support Trump 100%, but I still don't regret voting for him and everything. Uh, there's, a lot of stuff, that I might not agree with. For one thing, they keep on trying to say, that he's trying to cut, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Um, uh, I don't know. It is. We do have a lot of wasteful spending in this country, but there are a lot of people, that really do need, health insurance and everything. Um, but they're talking about, cutting a lot of stuff, which I don't believe everything I hear on the news. Like I say, they say it's going to be cutting it, but I think they'll be releasing, its new budget. So as soon as they release, the full budget, I'm gonna make sure I read every bit of it because I want to know for sure that what they're saying on the news is actually legit. Because I mean, you can't hardly believe nobody no more. But I got opinion, people. He's talking about saving money. I don't have no problem, with these immigrants coming in here, obtaining, citizenship, legally and everything. I don't see nothing wrong with them coming here working, getting benefits, as long as they're coming here legally. But we spend $100 billion every year on illegal immigrants. If you cut out the illegal immigrants, the financial, assistance for these illegals, think of all the money we are saving. That's a lot. Then a lot of people still against the border wall and everything. Me personally, I still think we need a wall, but that's my opinion because if we're gonna be giving all these illegals they can be getting benefits and everything um, and we don't really have all this money in this country to be providing for all these illegals. Well, I'm saying yes, it's going to cost some money to build a wall, but once the wall is finished and everything, um, it's not going to really cost nothing no more. It might cost a little bit for maintenance here and there, but if you stop all the illegal immigrants from obtaining these benefits, and only allow these legal immigrants to obtain them, legal citizens, we're going to save a lot of money. Um, but like I say, I mean, I'm not saying I support everything he's doing. People definitely do need Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. Um, we do need to, start saving money and stop being so wasteful. Um, but we don't need to take it out on the poor. Um, the poor, the poor man has it hard as it is, and the Democrats and the Republicans need to work together and get some stuff done. Um, just like that terrorist attack on that Ariana concert. There's a lot of people injured and killed and everything, and talking about the blood shed and everything. They've been really censoring a lot of people talking about this, but it's a shame that all these children and all these people getting hurt. Then Ariana Grande wants to take up for these Islamic terrorists. And like I say, I'm not saying all Muslims are bad, but that's the exact reason we need extreme vetting in this country. Not just for the Muslims, though. Everybody that comes in this country, we need to be checking them thoroughly. I mean, making sure that they are who they say they are. And we got to make sure that we're letting people in this country that actually, care about our way of life and everything. Um, but like I say, it's not just the Muslims. It's got other terrorist, organizations out here too. But all of us people, all religions, all faiths, we need to work together, to eradicate ISIS. ISIS is a problem, and if we work together, we can fix this problem. Because we got to make our country safe again. You should be able to, lay down, go in your house, leave your doors unlocked, but you can't. I mean, when I was growing up, in the 80s and 90s, I mean, you didn't have no problem like that. You could leave your doors unlocked. You didn't have to worry about nobody going in. But now you don't you don't have that kind of security. I mean, you have to lock your doors. I mean, you can't trust nobody. It's like you have a hitchhiker on the side of the road. I mean, you can't trust them. I mean, you should be able to help somebody, but you never know if you let them in there, they're going to hold you up or something, try to kill you. There's a lot of changes that's got to take place in this country, and we need to join forces. People work together, and you know we know if we work together we will succeed. This is the Stonewall Jackson Show, brought to y'all by the Stonewall Network.